to the Clarksville Elite Gymnastics Elite Ninja Training video for new coaches. My name is Gage Barker and I am the coordinator over this program. This video will serve as a basic overview of how to run one of our Elite Ninja classes. Let's go. So, we're going to start off with our little ninjas. Those are our little 3 to 4 year olds. And what you're going to do to start off classes, you'll go to this purple floor right here. And what you're going to do is pretty much do relays, but make them animal oriented. So that can mean bear crawls, that can mean bunny hops, that can mean deer leaps. You can literally come up with any animal you want to and just go back and forth from here to there. Back and forth doing relays with your kids. The best way to do this is to participate with your kids. So that means you are also doing it. Another good tip for this is make animal noises. So have your kids ribbit when they're doing frog jumps. Make monkey sounds when doing monkey hops. Get their brain engaged as well as their body. You'll do the relays back and forth, different animals each time for 10 minutes. Once those 10 minutes are up, then you will pick a spot, still on the purple floor, and you'll stretch out your kids and you will go over the rules of the class. This helps the kids understand what is expected of them. And for many of these 3 to 4 year olds, this might be the first time they're ever in an environment like this. So getting your kids to understand the rules is going to be key, and starting that out at the beginning of class will very, very much help. Some of the rules you might want to go over is that they listen to the coach at all times. They do what is asked of them. No touching other ninjas, that's a big one, especially with the little kids. Sometimes they push others out the way. So you want to make sure they understand they're not allowed to touch another ninja. And just little rules like that is probably the best thing that you can go over. Once you go over the rules and you stretch them out for the next 5 minutes, so now we're up to a total of 15 minutes. Once you do that, you will go this way. You will walk your kids over this way. About right here, but you're going to allow them to go get water. Alright, you just need to make sure they watch, make sure you're not going through any other classes that might be using this area. Make sure they're not playing on the equipment, and basically they're just going to go get water and they are going to come back to you. So, your kids just got back from getting water. What do you do now? Well, that's a good thing that you asked. So, basically in the Little Ninjas classes, you are going over basic movement patterns. Because a lot of these kids, some of them don't know how to jump yet, like jump properly. So you'll be going over little things like that. I will have a separate video that goes over the Little Ninja curriculum. I'm just going over the basic overview. But you will go to one station, so maybe you pick the vault area over there, or maybe you pick the bars. You go there for 15 minutes, alright? So in a total of class time, after that station, you're up to 30 minutes. After that 15 minutes, you once again let your kids go get water, and then they come back. Then you will go to a second station, so that it could be floor, trampoline, or maybe you went to a vault, so maybe you're going to go to bars this time. You go to your second station for another 15 minutes. So total class time, that brings that up to 45 minutes. Then you will go to this slide right here. Alright, you go to this slide. Now, do not just put your kids on the slide and let it be a free-for-all. You're going to go to that little corner. This thing is normally not blown up. You'll go to that little corner, or I mean you can stand over here, and you will go over the rules of the slide. This includes no pushing past each other, no touching, one person at a time down the slide, and feet first down the slide. These are all safety things to make sure kids don't get hurt. This, letting little 3 to 4 year olds go down this with no regulation, is cause for trouble. So you want to make sure you're explaining the rules to them and you are paying attention to your kids the entire time. So you'll be at this slide for 5 minutes. We're now up to 50 minutes of total class time. Once you do that, you will come back to the purple floor and you'll stretch them for approximately 3 minutes. During this time, you want to go over the class with the kids, tell them anything they need to work on, and get your own feedback. Ask them what they liked the most, what they really didn't like. This not only gives you ideas, but it also is going to tell you, okay, what are these kids interested in? What should I work on to make sure they have more fun? Because the more fun they have, the easier the class goes. Now, once you are done with the stretching, you will bring them over here. Alright, you will have 2 minutes left of class. And the reason I give it 2 minutes left is because these kids are a little bit rowdy, and sometimes getting them organized is a bit of chaos. So you'll bring them around this area. There we have various lines you'll stand them on, and you will give them whatever handouts from over here that we need to give them, and you will dismiss them from class and give them stamps and everything. They should not be leaving till on time, all right, which is the total 55-minute class. All right, sound good? Awesome. Now moving on to our higher ups. So talking about our higher up kids. So with these kids, you are going to be working more skill-based. It's less about just getting basic movement patterns, and it's more about working on certain skills. So for the first 15 minutes, it is split into 3 5-minute increments. So you got stretching, you got conditioning, and you got obstacle course. Each one of those sections should last for 5 minutes. Now, the way the obstacle course works, obviously we cannot have multiple classes going through here at a time. So how that will work is it'll go youngest to oldest. So if there's a 5 to 7 class and an 8 and up class, the 5 to 7 class will go to obstacle course first, and then the 8 and up. It also goes from lowest level to highest level. So if you have a white class and a purple class, your white class will go first, and then the purple class will go next. When you are not doing obstacle course, you should be either stretching or conditioning. Now, when it comes down to physical health, you should always do some sort of exercise before you stretch. So that takes care of the warm-up. After the warm-up, once again, you will let your kids go get water. Once they come back, you will go to your first station. Now, the biggest difference in rotations between little and everything above that is the length of time. Your first station you will be at for 20 minutes. So you might go to obstacle course for 20 minutes. You might go to the wall for 20 minutes. You might go to bars for 20 minutes. All right, you go to that station and you do what you're supposed to do, which I'll go over in a moment. After that first 20 minutes, when you're done with that station, you'll once again let your kids go get water, and then when they come back, you go to your second station. This is also for 20 minutes. At a total, it will be 55 minutes. So you're only going to 3 to 4 locations, pretty much, if you consider your stretching location a different location. 3 to 4 locations, and then class is over. So, seeing as each rotation is 20 minutes, that seems like a lot, but if you are making sure your kids are moving and keeping them engaged, it's really not. It's actually really simple. I'm about to show you how to run stations when you get to the white and above classes. So we're gonna take this obstacle course or a vault or whatever you want to call this area. We'll take this as an example. So there is 2 ways that you can run these classes. So the first way is do an obstacle course. Now, when I say do an obstacle course, you are not just letting your kids go around 50 million times. All right, once again, white and above, you are a lot more focused on the skills and teaching. So what you might do is, all right, so today I want to work on Kong drills, jumps, and balancing. All right, so that's 3 things. Now, obviously, you can fit way more stuff in here, but those are my 3 focuses. All right, so for that, I can do whatever here. All right, not gonna worry about that. I can have the kids do something that they already know and just get over it. But here, I might work on, all right, I want you kids to stand here and jump from there to there. So 2-foot jump to there. All right, that would be one of your focuses. And then here, you might have them do their Kong drills on this one. So here, pushing up to here. All right, and then you can do whatever you want here. All right, so you can just have your kids go over, something simple. And then you wanna just make the jumps more solidified. You can have them go up here and do a 2-foot jump to here. All right, now from there, we work on 2 focuses. We worked on one of them twice, but we still worked on things. Now we're coming on here, and look at that, I have a balance beam. So then they're working on their balance. So the entire obstacle course is not necessarily things you are working on, but you are taking specific skills that you want to work on and putting them into the course. Now, as a coach, what should you be doing? Because obviously you are not just going to stand in this little corner and watch your kids go by and just stand here. You're a coach. You got to instruct them. You got to work with them. You got to make them better. So my suggestion to you is locate where your focuses are. All right, that's number 1. So working on jumps. So I might walk over here. I'll watch all the kids go through this area. All right, every single one of them. I can still see the entire obstacle course, which is important. You never want to not be able to see your kids. But right now I'm working on one focus. So, all A kid comes by, he does a jump, it looks good, all right, he just moves on. Another kid comes by, he jumps, and his jump is just not up to what I want to see. So what I might do is be like, hey, you need to make sure you are using your arms in your jump, or whatever the correction may be. And then he goes by, and then so on and so forth throughout all the kids. And then you're correcting each kid at this station, and by the time you move on, each kid should be doing it relatively correctly. Maybe not perfect yet, but better than it used to be. All right, then I might move on to this station. All right, this little focus, the Kong drill. So I'll fix the kids here. All right, make that correction and then move on. I'm not focused on that, so I'll go around. Once again, I can see the entire obstacle course. And then I move to here. All right, from here, I might need to work on something, and I move to here. And maybe their balance is a little slow, so I'm telling them how to fix it. And throughout the thing, I am working on each individual thing while letting the kids continuously move. There's no stopping, and I am just fixing things as they go. By the time I get from there to the last station, the kids should be able to do the obstacle course correctly throughout. All right, that is the goal. So another way you can run the station is by, instead of making it one entire course, splitting it up into different stations, where a kid will work on one station for a certain amount of time before moving it to the next. For this one, you're gonna have to have a little more focuses, like maybe not something you directly want to, okay, these kids need to work on this, but something you want your kids to practice. So I might have this station, I might have a block here for the shorter kids, and have them do safety vaults here. All right, so the kids will just do safety vaults back and forth here, and I will correct it as they go. And then this one, moving back to my previous point, maybe working on jumps. So kids jumping from there to there, working on making sure they can make it. All right, when you have little challenges like this that might be easy for some kids, you might want to add in something different. So as you can tell, these two blocks are even, these two blocks are not. So kids that can make this jump easy, maybe I tell them, all right, if you can do this one pretty easily, start working on this jump. That way you're still challenging the kids that need it. Then I might do Kong drills here. All right, so they're working Kong drills back and forth. Here, I might be doing jumps again. Here, I might do balance again. Things like that, and the kids will just work on that for a set amount of time. Ideally, you want one station per kid. Therefore, 8 kids, 8 stations. But sometimes that doesn't quite work out. So at most, you want to have 2 kids per station, which means if you have 8 kids, you need at least 4 stations. The more stations you have, obviously, the easier it's going to work, because you're not going to have any kids waiting, you're not going to have any kids messing with each other, things like that. So aim for 1 station per kid, but there's backups in case that doesn't work. Now, just like the Little Ninjas class, you will come back to this little area towards the end of the class, probably about 1 or 2 minutes early, obviously depending on how many kids you have and how much work it's going to be to get over here. And essentially what you want to do when you come over here, you've got a little bit of time left, you want to go over with the kids how they did in class. So if you had a kid that was just, it blew your mind, let him know. Be like, dude, you did really good today, high five. If there was a kid that maybe when he was doing any jump, he was just didn't work out well, you can be like, okay, we need to work on your jumps next time, we need to start working on your power, we need to start working on connecting movements, things like that. And then if you have a kid that was misbehaving, be like, all right, we had a problem with you listening today, we need to make sure we are listening in class, we need to make sure we are listening to the coach, doing what we're supposed to do, little things like that. That gives you time to actually tell your kids at the very end what your expectations are and how they met them, how they didn't meet them, how they can improve, things like that. It's just informing the kids of what you want to see. That should take probably about a minute, and then you're at the end of class, and you'll give them whatever handout you need to, and then you'll dismiss them. Currently, at this current moment, I do not have anything for the end of class, but we are developing it, and if you are coaching back here, you will know it. Don't worry about it. And then, that is the end of this video. I will have more videos onto specific skills later on, but that is all for now. Goodbye.